Welcome to today's explainer. So, I want you to think about the smartphone sitting right next to you. Tucked away inside that sleek little interface is a tool we completely take for granted, the calculator app, right? It just sits there, basically waiting to split a dinner bill or figure out a quick percentage for a tip. But today, we're tracing the surprisingly fascinating history of exactly how it got there. Now, to really appreciate the scale of this journey, we've got to rip backward in time, 4.5 millennia. Yeah, 4,500 years. That is the sheer time gap we're crossing today. We are tracing a direct line from the very dawn of human civilization, literally straight into the device sitting in your pocket. Which naturally brings up a pretty dramatic question. How exactly did we get from sliding wooden beads on a frame to carrying literal supercomputers in our pockets? Because for thousands of years, progress was entirely physical, very tactile. And then, suddenly, it just exploded. Here's our roadmap for the journey. We'll start in ancient Mesopotamia, leap to 1642, fast forward to the 1960s, and finally land right here in the present day. You'll definitely notice how this timeline accelerates. Technology doesn't just move forward, it speeds up exponentially as we go. Okay, let's dive right into Section 1, the ancient abacus and the tactile era. Let's establish our baseline here with the abacus. It's the world's first known calculating tool created to perform basic arithmetic. And think about this. For thousands of years, this was the absolute pinnacle of calculating technology. It was the essential gotta-have-it tool for keeping track of a growing, complex world. We're talking Mesopotamia, China, Egypt, Greece, Rome. This simple tool completely ruled the globe. Because no matter where early civilization flourished, that fundamental human need to count and measure, it was exactly the same. All of these cultures relied heavily on the abacus to build their massive empires. Moving on to Section 2, the mechanical age, or the leap to gears. Now this is where things get really cool. In 1642, Blaise Pascal invents the Pascal line, using this ingenious system of gears to add and subtract. But, well, innovation rarely stands still, right? Just a few decades later, in 1673, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz creates the step reckoner, and that machine actually leveled up to handle multiplication and division, the literal wheels of progress we're turning on modern math. So, why does all this matter to us today? Well, because these mechanical calculators quickly left the inventor's workshop. Throughout the 1800s and into the early 1900s, they became the absolute backbone of banks, businesses, and scientific laboratories. The entire foundation of the modern workforce was literally being built on top of these physical clicking machines. They utterly transformed daily life by making complex calculations so much faster and way more reliable. Seriously, just imagine trying to run a bustling, chaotic 19th century bank entirely by hand. The newfound ability to rely on a mechanical machine for fast, highly accurate numbers, it completely revolutionized global commerce and massively pushed scientific discovery forward. Which brings us to Section 3, the electronic revolution, where the pace really accelerates. Circuits replaced gears. It sounds simple, but that is the fundamental technological shift that changed the trajectory of this device forever. The heavy, clunky, spinning wheels of the 1800s were almost instantly replaced by silent, immediate processing power. And this created an incredible cascading effect. By moving to electronic circuits, calculators immediately became faster. That speed and efficiency allowed them to become much smaller. They became infinitely more accurate and, ultimately, totally affordable. Each one of these steps unlocked the next, setting the stage for a massive cultural takeover. Let's jump into Section 4, the pocket calculator boom, power for everyone. This new widespread affordability completely democratized math as we knew it. It changed the way students learn in the classroom. It changed the way engineers designed our cities. It completely changed how accountants balanced their massive books and how scientists conducted daily research. High-level math was no longer bound to some heavy desk in a lab. It traveled with you, wherever you went. Now for Section 5, the modern era, and what I like to call the invisible ubiquity. Today, calculators are built so seamlessly into our smartphones, computers, tablets, even our smartwatches. Modern scientific and graphing calculators can solve insanely advanced mathematical equations in a fraction of a second. They've essentially become invisible to us, yet they remain absolutely essential tools driving modern education, engineering, finance, and global research. To really cement this legacy, Consider this powerful summary from our source material. The calculator is, quote, one of the most important inventions in the history of mathematics and technology. I mean, think about it. From the ancient abacus in Mesopotamia to the incredibly powerful apps we tap on today without a second thought, this single tool has evolved right alongside human civilization for thousands of years. Which leaves us with this final, kind of mind-bending thought. Given this ever-accelerating trajectory, from simple wooden beads to complex metal gears to electronic circuits, all the way to completely invisible software, what exactly will be doing our math tomorrow?